Okay, I'm going to try to make it through this drawing right quick. This will be the last video I shoot for the day. I know I keep saying that, but I'm going to do the anchor base. I was going to do the locator part, but it is a lot easier than this. Plus, it walks you through step by step in your book. Um, so you really need your book. It's week 4 of 5. So if you haven't got your book yet, you are very much behind the 8 ball. So, to do this drawing here, we're going to look at this part in 3 different aspects. We're going to look at it as if we're looking at it from the side, from the top, and from the front. And we're going to use construction lines to follow through. We're going to have hidden lines and center lines, but we're going to use these construction lines to help keep our features straight as we go through. So, looking at this from the side, the first thing we see, the base is 5 inches. 3 inches up from the base, we have a circle that has a diameter of 1.75. There's also a radius at that same center point at 1.5. We have a 1 inch space between the bottom of the base and the top here where the bolt holes are and where this angle goes. So let's focus on what we can see. So we know that we have, if we go an inch up, we go 3 inches over. We have 5 inches for the base, 3 inches up for the circle, and looks like we have a diameter of 0.75, so we divide that by 2. That'll be about 3.75. And I'll show you where all that comes into play right now. Let's go ahead and focus on the side view for this component. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the base. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to specify right, turn my grid snap on. I'm going to specify right here. I'm going to go 5 inches at 0 degrees. And then I'm going to go up here. I'm going to pick my center line layer. I'm going to draw another line. I'm going to go from here up 3 inches at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to go back to my object or visible layer. I'm going to draw my circles. So the first one, it gives me a diameter from this position at 1.75. And then it gives me a radius from that same position at 1.5. All right, so what I'm going to do now is turn ortho off, and I'm going to turn snap off. I'm going to draw the line from here to a tangent somewhere up here. So I'm going to draw from the base, and let me find a good tangent. Out right in there. All right, so let's pull our print up, see how close we are. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, so let's focus on the back of the part. As you can see right here, we're going to come up 1 inch, and that's where the line in the back takes off from. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go up 1 inch at 90 degrees. I'm going to go over 3 at 90. Whoa, wrong way there. We do that again. Let's go line. We're going to go over 3 at 0. And then I'm going to come down and close it off. All right, then I'm going to draw another line back here from this point to a tangent there. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to trim some of this stuff up because a lot of these features I am not going to need to finish the drawing. All right, so for the side view, we need to concentrate on our holes. And it looks like from the back of the part to the center of the hole is 1.5 inches, and it has a diameter of 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset. I'm going to offset through this line right here, and I'm going to go over 1.5. So that's going to be the center of my hole, and then I'm going to offset back 0.375. And I'm going to do the same thing this direction, 0.375. All right, now I'm going to go up. Those are not object lines, so I'm going to pick this and this. These are the hidden lines for my hole. And this line will be the center line of my hole. Now, to keep things straight for the construction lines, I'm going to turn off my grid, and I'm going to turn ortho on. That way I can only move 90 degrees. So I'm going to go into my construction layer. I'm going to go under draw, find my construction line. I'm going to start one here and go up, hit escape. I'm going to do the same thing, 90 degrees off. And then I'm going to offset through. This part is 4.5 inches tall. And I'm going to get right here on the edge of this tangent. Right here. And I'm going to project another line up. And what we're doing is we're projecting the component outlines and features up and also to the side. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to draw another line from here up. I'm going to do another line from here up. I'm going to do another line here up and one from here. Whoop. One here up. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get the outside of this hole. Outside of the hole here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to project my center up as well. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset. I'm going to offset through. I'm going to take this line up 2.5 inches. I'm going to take this line here over 2.5 inches. All right, so this is going to be the bottom of my part. If we're looking at the top of the part right here, and this will be looking at the front. So if we're looking at the top of the part, we go back to the print. It says here we're 4 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset through. I'm going to go here, up 4 inches. Now, if we also look at the top part, we're going to be looking down, so we're going to be looking at our holes here as well. So we know that the center of our holes is 3/4 of an inch in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset point 3/4 this way, and I'm going to do the same thing, point 3/4 this way. Now, I'm not done with the offsets. If you look at the component, you have this centerpiece here that is 1 inch. So you got to do a little math here. So that 1 inch is going to leave you 3 inches to deal with, and you do 3 divided by 2. That should give you 1.5. So what we're going to do here is I'm also going to offset again. Offset through. I'm going to offset this line up 1.5. I'm going to offset this line this direction 1.5. Now we're going to start drawing some stuff in. This is the center of the component. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trace it out like this. I'm going to go line, start here, go over, I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to go up here, over here, here. Okay. It's a start. I know it doesn't look like what it should down below, but it's a start. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead just to satisfy my own curiosity. I'm going to dimension from here to here. Okay, good deal. That didn't look right to me for some reason. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to carry this line from here to here, and I'm going to do the same from here to here. So we're looking down on the part now. Now looking down, if you look at the print, we have a radius of 1 inch here. Now I'm going to use tangent radius. I'm going to turn ortho off for this. Sometimes ortho doesn't like when you do this, so I'm going to say a tangent, and it says a radius of a 1. And then I'm going to do the same thing again on the other side. So we're going to go tangent, radius of a 1. Oh, it didn't like that. So we'll go tangent, right there, tangent, radius of a 1. All right, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to trim. And I'm going to trim these components here out. And I know a couple of the videos I missed some really tiny details, and it bugs me. I'll probably go back and redo those videos sometime later. Since I'm kind of quarantined, I've been on a binge. I've got other classes I'm trying to get taken care of too. But I have enjoyed this class. All right, so let's look at the top again. We have radiuses back here. It looks like these radiuses are at 7 or 3/4 of an inch, 0.75. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to attempt to fill it. And I'm going to say I want a radius of a 0.75, and then it's going to ask me to select my first object. So I'm going to select this one and this one. And then I'm going to hit space bar to repeat. I'm going to do this and this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and check my work. And I'm going to, heck yeah, there we go. Good deal. I'm going to check my dog even like that. All right, so now I've got to draw my holes, my bolt holes right here. And it looks like 3/4 of an inch in. That's where we're at right there. And the diameter is 3/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw 2 holes. I'm going to draw a hole here and give it 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. That's diameter, 3/4 of an inch. All right, now I'm not done. I'm going to use these construction lines to add my hidden lines. So I'm going to draw a line from here to there. Do the same thing right here to there. And I'm also, if you notice, I've got hidden lines. They're going to project this direction. So what I'm going to do is, I know my part is 4 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset through again. I'm going to offset this construction line out 4 inches as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my visible lines, make sure ortho is off or it won't work. I'm going to type the line command, and I'm going to draw a line from here to here. It'll be 45 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start projecting my construction lines off of these components this direction. And then I'm going to follow through and I'm going to finish my part. So I'm going to go my construction lines. And for this, make sure your ortho is on or it will drive you crazy. Construction line there. I'm going to do construction line there. Oh. And that's what I don't want to do right there. That is insane. Will drive you insane. Okay. I'll do another construction line here. All right, now you're also going to see that we're missing one down here. Right about here. We're missing one. And I also see where I need to trim. I'm going to get that right there. Let me see if I've got one on the other side. Nope. Looks pretty good. All right, you're probably going to ask me, what the heck is that line? Well, that line, there should be a object line down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do a construction line off this corner. And then I'm going to go back to my visible, I'll draw a line. And what that's telling us, that's where that radius begins, is right there. All right, so let's go back up here, and we've got our lines projected onto this 45-degree line here. So what I'm going to do now is this. You can do it with construction lines, or you can do it with the hidden lines. I like doing it with the construction lines because you can line everything up a lot easier. I'm going to start at the 45-degree line at the top, go back to my construction lines, and at this junction right here, draw a line, because that is a feature. Hit spacebar, same thing. And you're just projecting those lines down to that front-facing image that we would see. Whoop. Messed myself up there. Spacebar too many times. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and add some features down here, and I can add features by doing this. I know just by looking at that, then I can draw pretty much the entire outside or front view of that component. Whoop. Not like that, we won't. Go back to line command. Let me zoom in on it. I have one too many programs open on my computer right now. It is struggling. All right, now let's go back and let me look at this. Yeah, there would be a line there, as you would see in the front. Oh. Oh, my Lord. All right, now we can go back and we can add our center lines, our hidden lines to the component. Here's how we would do that. We would just trace over what we've got. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a line, hidden line from here all the way to here, down through the component. So what that's showing is it's carrying that hidden line all the way through the projections of the component. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Well, let me do a straight line. I can draw these a lot faster when I'm not talking. And that, I know that doesn't help you at all sometimes. So just bear with me. All right, so there's my hidden lines. Now I've also got hidden lines here too, so I need to go back and I need to add a couple of construction lines. And I need to add a construction line. Whoop. I need to add a construction line right there. to first pick the construction line. There we go. Not sure why it's doing that. So I'm going to do this. Maybe it's object snap. Yeah, so we'll go at to 0 degrees. And then I know what the diameter is, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset through, and I'm going to offset this down at 1.75. So I'm going to go back and find my hidden lines, and I'm going to turn my object snap back on. And there's another hidden line. All right, so now the only thing left for me to do is add center lines. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to add center lines. I'm going to draw a line from here, and I'm going to project all the way through those lines. I'm going to do center line. I'm going to go ahead and go from here to there to there. I'm going to go up to there, go through. And I also have a center line from here. It's going to go through that component to show that there's a center line there. And also I'm going to go draw through, have a center line there. I'm pretty sure earlier I drew a center line. All right, well there is the component. So let's do this. Let me go back and I'm going to add to that center line a little bit. I'm going to go past the circle some. All right, and I'm also going to do this. I'm going to click it. I'm going to type in LT scale, and I'm going to go 0.5. That'll change that a little bit. Makes it look a little neater. At least I think it does. All right, so there's my hidden lines and my center lines, and let me dimension, and I'm going to over dimension this part to show that everything is the same. What we have done, if we have taken, lost CAD there. We have taken, well, if we can pull it up, don't know what happened to my print. We have taken the print that we started with, and we have drawn just off of that picture that we had right here, that isometric view. We have drawn a multi-view drawing with CAD, and we've used construction lines. I've got hidden lines and center lines. I'm going to go through and dimension. Like I said, I'm going to over dimension this thing just to show you that the construction lines help you to keep things straight when you're doing a drawing like this. So I'm going to turn off the hidden lines, and I'm going to turn off the center lines. First need to be on the dimension. We'll make that the current. Then we'll turn off the center lines. Now I'm going to go back, and like I said, I'm going to over dimension this thing. So I'm going to click there's my radius here. Well, that should be a 1.5. I'm going to turn the hidden lines back on so we can see stuff, because there's some measurements here we can use. I need the diameter, so we'll get the diameter of this. It's 1.75. Now, if we use construction lines correct, that this should be 1.75 and this should be 1.75 as well. So we'll check the linear dimension from here to here. 1.75. We'll do that again here, 1.75. Like I said, I'm going to delete some of these because it's going to get just a little much. All right, I'm going to check the diameter of the holes up top. 0.75, and if our construction line's carried through correctly, we should see from here to here will be the same, as well as over here on the front view, 0.75. All right, I'm going to delete that just to get it out of the way. Now I'm going to measure from here to the base. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my center lines back on for just a minute. And I'm going to do a linear measurement from here to here. We should see 5 inches. And then we should see from here to here should be 3. We should see 1 inch here. And we should also see it here. And we should see it here. We should also see 1 inch here. And we should see 4 inches from here to here. And we should also see that here. And remember, we said that we were 3/4 of an inch into the part for our center of our holes here. So I'm going to do a linear measurement from, 1.5 inches from here to here. Oh, I dimensioned that wrong. That's my bad. Let me escape. I can dimension it down here. So I'm going to go from here to here. And we should see that dimension carry all the way through. And we said we were 3/4 of an inch from the edge of the part here to the center of the hole. So I'm going to turn ortho off. That's what's getting me. Go from here to here. And, well, dimensioned that one wrong too. We go linear. I'm going to go from here to here. There we go. 3/4 of an inch. And that should carry through down to here. And there we go. We have done the multi-view of the anchor base. And like I said, I over-dimensioned this thing ridiculously. Make sure you use construction lines. The construction lines are there to help you, and especially on this one and the locator base as well, make sure you start out with like a side view, and then when you get that done, get as many features knocked out as you can possibly make out, then start working on the top. And like this feature right here where the radius was, we discovered that on the top view. Just make sure you plug in a construction line and then come back down and make sure you put the object line in for that, or a hidden line depending on what kind of type of feature it is. But this is the anchor base. This is one of the assignments you will be doing this week if you haven't done it already. If you need any help on anything, feel free to reach out. Like I said, I was not able to attend the conference that I thought I was going to be attending this week due to COVID. So I hope this helps out. Please let me know if it helps out. Comment, let me know. Reach out to me, email me. We've got one more week left. I have already drawn the final drawing. It is up on YouTube. The sound on those it's not really that good. So if you have any questions about it, reach out to me, let me know. There is some mirroring that you're going to have to do in there. Polar array is another thing too. I might do a short video if I get a chance a little bit later tonight or tomorrow. Right now it's about 10 p.m. right now. So just reach out to me.